big news, ladies and gentlemen. Trump officials met with Canadian separatists. British Columbia Premier alleges treason. Looks like we're taking Canada, boys. It's happening. This is the plan. What if Trump really does foment secessionist, practices
so
like
wild.
Quebec declares independence and then British Columbia and then Canada breaks apart?
What are they going to do about it? What are they going to do about it? Nothing.
I just think everything that's going on is so wild right now.
Should the United States assist the separatists in declaring independence from their
No,
respective...
I don't care about them at all. No, not unless we can get something out of it. Absolutely
Oil?
not. Leave them alone.
You know, I'd rather that the U.S. is doing all this crazy shit than like just watching it all happen around us in the world right now. Like you said earlier, it's so nuts what all these changes that are happening. I'm
Very.
glad we're like our government
In
is
it?
active and like aggressively pioneering the change. Because it could easily have been Biden sleeping on his hands.
You were just saying how much you don't want a king, but now you want the government to aggressively interact with the rest of the
our
world.
neighbor.
No. I don't want to do
And
that.
you
I
are-
want massive American hegemony. I love American ethos, but I don't
The
want a
things
king.
you think
Should
the
the
wind.
world operate under the whims of the United States?
Clearly.
Yes.
If they want it, I won't let a tyrant stop them.
Have you been watching Fallout?
No.
So, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil the show for people who haven't caught up to every episode, but it's relevant to the conversation because the plot in season 2, spoiler alert again, this is like, I mean, look, if you've watched up to like episode 3, I'm not spoiling anything for you, but the plot is basically around this guy, he's in New Vegas, and he's got chips that can overwrite the brains of wastelanders. So, psychopathic murderers who are screaming and fighting, he plugs this thing on their neck, presses a button, and they go, whoa, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. And then they start sweeping the floor and cleaning things up. And the conundrum for the main character is it better to have peaceful slavery or destructive chaos and freedom? So I ask you, Ian, is it better that when you say if they want, so if there is a nation where the king mandates children get raped and he's selling his children to warlords, basically Epstein country, should the U.S. be like, nah? If the U.S. can, should they go and subjugate that and stop them from doing it?
Not on its own. But if there's enough global push against it, then I feel like the globe should stand up for the children.
The globe?
Enough countries like the UN we have kind of generic, people don't always like that, but some sort of global consensus that we have to protect the kids.
Global consensus?
Something. So it's not just America being
Wow,
like,
okay. Why
No,
not just
I like
America?
this. I like where he's going with this. So let's try this again. Let's say the United States then proposes a global vote and all the countries of the world come to a big meeting and Donald Trump goes, listen, this small island nation is abusing kids. It's got to stop. So we propose we're going to stop the rape. And then 62% of the countries vote in favor of child rape. Should we just go, okay, we'll allow it?
oh, like if this was a UN vote or something?
Well, you said if they vote for it, so what if they vote the other way?
62%, so you're saying 33% is a lot of people on Earth to
What
disagree
if
with
you say if
raping
there's a global
kids.
consensus, what if the global consensus is in favor of child rape?
I mean, I would not issue an invasion if I was the president over that to a sovereign kingdom that's horrifying their children. I don't think it's
What
justification.
about a Commonwealth?
Not common.
Oh, we're talking about a British country? Well, now,
No,
I'm kidding.
you said a sovereign kingdom. What about a
well,
republic?
he said it was a king.
What about a republic?
Again, I'm just pointing
No,
out
any
that
sovereign nation. I
the-
wouldn't.
these questions are impossibilities for any world leader. It's rock and a hard place. You said if it was a global consensus to shut them down, you would. But what would you do if the consensus is in the other direction, supporting it and trying to shut you down for stopping it?
Tough one, huh?
Build a consensus.
This is why you were not the president, Ian. This is why it is hard to
I
be
never ran
Donald
for
Trump.
The reason I'm not is because I haven't run yet.
Is that the only reason?
This is the only reason.
But also, I'm not going to have the real talk about this on TV. Like, if you really want to war game stuff, you can't do it live.
Everybody, well, in the uncensored
do it
portion.
live. No, I'm certainly not gonna
I
do
bring
it
this
live.
up because
people know it's not going live.
you know, the reason why I'm less animated over a lot of these issues, like Epstein stuff, for instance, I think Trump flubbed this one really, really bad. I think they should be releasing this stuff. I'm glad that they're at least saying they're going to do it, but we'll see what happens. They're in. I think they're past the deadline, so I'm not happy with it.
I think it's the fourth time
But I
they passed
fully
the deadline.
recognize you have no idea the difficult positions that world leaders are in. They're going to come to you and they're going to be like, Ian, Here's two manila folders. You open one, and it's like a busload of school children are about to fall from the Brooklyn Bridge. And you open another one, the love of your life is about to fall to her death from the Brooklyn Bridge. You can only choose to save one or the other. What do?
Definitely saving my level.
You got to do the children.
Obviously, you save both at the same time because you're Spider-Man.
It's true. We pull out all the stops.
always
they make a movie
easy.
about it.
I forgot that was a scene in that.
My point is, Trump is probably presented on a daily basis with circumstances where both outcomes are bad.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a really good example of this. Right now, the Democrats are proposing that immigration enforcement may only occur after a judicial warrant is issued. They're arguing that because, it's contradictory in a sense. Supreme Court has ruled, and the Constitution upholds, that immigration is completely under the purview of the executive branch. The executive branch has immigration courts, which issue warrants, but these are not judiciary branch warrants. The Democrats are demanding before the executive branch can take any action on immigration, they have to go to a judge to get approval. If that happens, there will be no immigration enforcement. The argument from the Democrat side is you can't go into a home without a warrant. True. Fourth Amendment. The argument from the right, the executive branch, is if we know a fugitive from the law is in a building, we can enter without a warrant, exigent circumstances. There is a circumstance where if they know a fugitive has entered this building recently, they can enter without a warrant. Anyone can. It's exigent circumstances. However, they are arguing that they will go to a house where they know the person lives and argue we can enter right now. The left is saying that's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. So you have to choose pick your poison. I ask you this, Ian. In this argument, should we have no immigration enforcement because we're not going to be able to get through the courts? It's impossible. We've got 20 million. Or should we be able to enter homes with only administrative warrants from the executive branch?
Well, have they put this to the courts yet?
This is actually an ongoing debate, and the leftist Democrats are trying to pass a law that would make it a requirement. The question is, should it be?
I don't think so. It sounds like it defeats the purpose of the function.
Of ICE operations?
Yeah.
So then you're going to have circumstances where ICE agents show up to a house and they walk in without a warrant. They walk in without a judicial warrant. So this means that an executive branch official says, you can go in the house.
Oh my God, that's crazy. that is not good. That is not.
Certainly bad. The alternative is we can't deport anybody because they just sit inside the house and say you can't come in. Because you go to these judges and they say you can't go in the house. No.
And they got to do like a sting on the guy and wait for him outside and chase him down when they see him in public.
Which means effectively it will be impossible to deport even 1 million people because they will claim sanctuary in any building they can. So again, I'm not advocating
people running them food. They could just stay in there and have people.
I'm not advocating for either system. I'm pointing out there is a serious conundrum. There's no easy answer. This is what irks me about these people right now, and they're like, the Second Amendment allows me to bring my gun to a protest. Shut up, don't care. I'm not playing this stupid game. Preddy was not protesting. He was part of a group that was intending to break the law, to commit felonies, and he brought a gun to go do it. He shouldn't have died. I'm sad that he died. It's sad that people are being radicalized like this, but it's a circumstance he created. You got a rock in a hard place. And in war, Abraham Lincoln says, I'm putting the boot down. And he's a hero. We lived in this golden age where people just think you can have whatever you want. We've got shootouts. We've got vehicles being rammed in Chicago. You've got ICE agents shooting people who are dragging them from vehicles. It's happened twice. Once in Florida, once in Chicago. You've got now it's happening in Minnesota. And there are people who genuinely believe that life is anything but conflict. War is the natural state of human existence, unfortunately. It is rare that there is not war for humans. And so many people right now, especially during the woke period and during the Bolshevik Revolution, they think, I'll just keep my head down and it'll all go away. And then they get killed. The reality is might makes. There's no such thing as might making anything right. Certainly some people will argue it's right after the fact, like Abraham Lincoln was right, they'll say. But it doesn't matter whether it's morally right or morally wrong. Might makes, period. And if you have no might, you don't exist.
Yeah, power. Mao did say it comes out of the barrel of a gun, or it was a government authority comes out of the barrel of a gun. Also, out of the throat of your mouth, you do have a lot of power. You might not have
Let us all
state's-
celebrate
Physical
the morally
force and might.
superior rabbit being eaten by the wolf.
A state's legitimacy is only based on its monopoly of force.
Yeah.
That is true. But also, a state's ability to persist is based on its constitution.
Or its monopoly on force.
Kind of, but usually autocratic, forceful
monopoly on
governments
force.
get destroyed. They get overturned from within usually. It seems
That
to be
means they lost the monopoly on force.
Well, like in the U.S., we kind of
When there's a
disperse the monopoly
duopoly
of
on force,
to,
you know what we call that, Ian?
like local cops.
No, a duopoly on force.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Well, I mean, maybe you have a better
What
word.
was that? He said it.
Serge, say it.
Civil War.
Well, I think we have police, and then we have federal forces. So we kind of don't have a monopoly.
Ian,
we do. It's a
How
federal
many
government.
movies have you
What?
seen where the cop is on the crime scene eating a donut, and a guy comes in and goes, "Out of the way, officer. This is my crime scene now." And he goes, "Oh, who's let the feds in?"
But look at Minnesota. Who has the monopoly there? Nobody. It obvious
That's
is
why
like,
we are saying civil war.
I don't know. I just think the system is
Federal
built
supremacy.
for this.
When Trump sends in the feds, they cannot be like, we're going to organize at a state level an institutionalized paramilitary group to commit felonies. This is insane that it's happening. And the reason, I'm going to say it again, Trump is Buchanan, is because for the love of all that is holy, state reps are organizing insurgency, and we are seeing nothing even said about it. Now, I'll give them some slack. I'm going to calm down. Maybe behind the scenes they are doing something, but I'm not cutting them any slack because we've not seen any strong action outside of, there's been some great policy stuff. But come on, Letitia James on mortgage fraud, Adam Schiff on mortgage fraud, it's weak. It's weak. And you know what? I'm not trying to rag on them and say they're not trying, but if they're not capable, they're not capable. Don Lemon should be in jail.
They're busting their ass with what they got, which is the head of a republic. It's not a monarchy where they can just go smash it up.
Within months of Biden getting into office, they were hunting down J6ers and locking them up. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.